Hi everybody, welcome to Tuesday night, our flow level 2. So this is going to be more of an advanced class. We're just going to be using ourselves and our mats tonight, but just a friendly reminder that for level 2, I am expecting that you're going to know most of your modifications. So I'm going to try to shout some things out, but just be really mindful and listen to your body as we're moving through our flow tonight, and let's just have some fun. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to start down onto our mat. You're going to lay down, feet hip distance apart, arms reach long by your side, and just let your knees rock side to side, getting that low back to loosen up a little bit. And let's bring our arms out to a T. And we're going to make those knee rocks side to side a little bit bigger. And here we go, right into our full spinal rotation. Let your knees fall over. I've got mine falling over to the right. I'm going to look over my left shoulder. Breathe nice and deep into that stretch. I'm going to go ahead and pass that through center and let that fall in the opposite direction. My knees are not falling over to my left. I'm looking over my right shoulder. Breathe nice and deep. Good, and let's go ahead and bring those knees back in through center. Place your hands down by your side. Let's go right into our bridging here, really engaging through the glutes and trying to loosen up our back a little bit more. So we're passing through that imprint, peeling that spine off of the mat, squeezing the glutes at the top, keeping those ribs down, abs engaged, soften through that sternum. Go ahead and roll that all the way back down. Tailbone drops heavy. And exhale. Passing through that imprint, bridging those hips up. Deep breath. And exhale. Rolling that back down. Let's do that twice more. Really focus on the articulation through your spine as you lift up and as you come back down. Passing through that imprint, bridging those hips up. Deep breath. And roll that back down. And let's stay lifted on this next one. Good. Squeeze the glutes. Reach your arms up toward the ceiling, palms face in toward each other. Little tiny pulses. So we're no longer using our hands to help us support this movement. However, modification, keep the arms down if you need that extra support tonight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Pull the spine all the way back down. Let's reach those arms overhead. Reach those arms up toward the ceiling. Head, neck, and shoulders roll up. Head, neck, and shoulders come down as those arms reach back overhead. We're working a little quicker through our transitions in this class. And we'll keep building on that as we move forward. Let's do 2 more before we marry those 2 movements together. Arms reach up overhead. Here we go. Exhale. Head, neck, and shoulders roll up. And this we're going to lift up and roll through the bones of the spine. As your tailbone hits, your head, neck, and shoulders are going to lift. Lower that down with control, reaching those arms overhead as you start to lift that spine off the mat. Try not to let your hands rest onto the floor. Keep them hovering just above. Let's do one more full set. Now let's go ahead and stay lifted here. Give me a little tiny 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and roll that all the way back down. Good work, you guys. All right, let's find our imprinted spine. Take both legs up to a tabletop. Nod your chin, head, neck, and shoulders roll up. And we're gonna go right into our 100. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out, 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 in, out. Last set. Out. And hug those knees in. Go ahead and rock that side to side. Good. All right, let's go ahead and roll that all the way back up. Plant your feet about hip distance apart. Go ahead and reach those arms forward. Take a deep breath. Exhale, half roll back here, rolling away from those femurs. Take a deep breath. And exhale, you're going to use your abs to roll forward over your thighs. Stack that up tall. Exhale, rolling that back. Hollow out through those abdominals to roll forward. And stack that up tall. Three more. Try to keep your feet planted on the mat. We're going to add on to this next one. Rolling back. Good. Soften those elbows. We're going to inhale, open, exhale, close. And I want you to think of wrapping through those abdominals. So we're staying with this is our C curve. We've hollowed out through those abdominals. We're rounded. We're pulling those ribs behind us. Inhale, exhale, drive everything a little tighter together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Three more. If you need to, you can place a small pillow behind your low back to help with that support. And let's go ahead and roll that forward. Go ahead, extend your legs. Sit up nice and tall and roll that down. We're going right into our roll downs here. Reaching up toward the ceiling, nod the chin and exhale. Go ahead and roll that forward. Let's pause here. So remember, modification for this, as you roll down, bend your knees. As you reach up and nod the chin, start to slide those legs forward. So if you don't need to do that, then just keep your legs extended. Loosening up through that spine, keeping those abs, what's in the driver's seat here. And let's do two more. Trying not to use the momentum. Last time. And go ahead and stack that up nice and tall. So I'm going to turn and face towards you. Let's go ahead and extend those legs. Flex the feet so that your heels are nice and heavy and they're on either side of your mat. So you want a little bit of a wide stance here. You want to think of growing up nice and tall out of that. Hips. Reminder, if you need to, go ahead and put something underneath your hips to kind of bolster that so that you're seated a little bit higher. That'll take that pressure off of your exhale, dive for the pinky toe on that right foot. Give me a little pulse. Pulse, diving a little bit deeper. Stack that up tall and center. Inhale, twist toward the left. Exhale, toe, pulse, pulse. Stack that up tall, center. And just keep alternating sides. Really pulling those ribs behind you as you reach for those pinky toes. Growing up tall in the center. Once more, each side, you guys. Twist, dive, pulse, pulse. Stack that up tall last time. Twist, dive, pulse, pulse. Stack that up tall. Go ahead and bring your heels together. And let's lean forward a little bit. Get those hips to loosen up. Good. All right, let's go ahead and transition so that we are on hands and knees. We're in that 4-point kneeling position. Let's go into a little bit of our cat stretch here. Exhale, rounding through that spine. And lengthen that back out. And exhale. Rounding, tuck the tailbone. Lengthen that back out. And let's do that once more. Exhale. Rounding. And lengthen that back out. Crown to tail. Good. All right, so let's go ahead, curl those toes underneath you. And we're gonna go into a bear plank. So this is basically a modified plank. I actually find them to be a little bit more difficult than a regular plank. So I want you to really think of keeping your knees underneath your hips until I tell you to move them. And your abs doing the heavy lifting. So your abs are your pulley system, but I want you to try to not change anything posturally. So as your abs lift up, try not to round. I want you to try to keep a nice long spine here. So take a deep breath. Exhale, push out of those shoulders, hover those knees just an inch or two off the mat. And we're gonna stay here for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let those knees come down with your control. Let's go for that again. Roll those wrists out. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hover those knees. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Step those legs out long. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step those knees in. Bear plank here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Step those legs out last time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let those knees come down. Roll your wrists out side to side. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and take that down onto our mats. And let's get our abs and our back to kind of wake up here. So I'm gonna stack my hands one on top of the other, and I'm gonna go ahead and take my forehead down onto my stacked hands. My feet are a little wider than hip distance apart. I have my belly button pulling up off of that mat and my glutes engaged. So it's really important that you have that baseline of that engagement as we're working through these back strengthening exercises, because that's gonna help get the back muscles to fire in a way that we want them to, as opposed to overly straining. All right, so go ahead, take a deep breath and exhale. Hover your hands and your head off of that mat just a couple inches. Inhale to lower that down. Exhale, squeeze those glutes. Lift. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower down. 4 more. 2. Last one. Take your arms to a goalpost position. Go ahead and let your forehead come down. So our legs stayed in that same position, but our hands are in that goalpost position here. So go ahead and lengthen through the back of the neck to lift your gaze. And exhale, let's go into a full cobra stretch here, pushing the floor away, lifting the chest. Remember, we're keeping those ribs together, so we're not letting our bellies pop here, right? And then I want you to control that lower down, bending those elbows as slow as you can, almost like you're doing a really controlled push-up. Squeeze those glutes. Lift through the chest, deep breath. Control that lower down. Do you guys remember this from last week? We're going to be adding on to it after this next one. Lengthen. Exhale, lift. So now we're going to lift our legs. So as my elbows bend, my feet are lifting up off of that mat. So this is our like wheelbarrow shape. And as I lift my chest, my legs are coming down. So here's what I don't want to see, right? Is as I'm coming down, don't just lift those hips up and then slam your legs and then slam your legs down as your arms extend. We want that the movement to be at the same pace. So let's do a couple of those, and then we're going to progress that exercise a little bit further this week. Lengthen through the back of the neck, and exhale. Lift that chest, looking up, and bend the elbows, lifting the feet and the legs. Come up as high as you can. We're going to come down as those arms extend. Ooh, starting to get a little calf cramp there. Had a lot of coffee today. Once more. So here's where we're gonna add on, you guys. I'm gonna lift up and I'm gonna rock, keeping that wheelbarrow shape. Balancing on my pubic bone. 4 more. Good. All right, go ahead and sit back onto your heels. Get a shell stretch here. Let's walk your hands over to the right. Pressing that left hip down. And then go ahead and walk over to the left with your hands. Pressing that right hip down. And let's come back to hands and knees here. Go ahead and take that right arm, reach that up toward the ceiling, look up at your hand, exhale, tag that underneath the left, reach, and dive, twice more, reach, dive, reach, dive, come back through center, let's switch sides. So reaching the left arm up and in the needle here. Twice more. Once more. Good. All right, you guys, let's lay onto our side. I'm going to start on my right side. I'm going to have my legs fully extended. So use the line of your mat to help kind of guide the line of your body. So you want to be parallel with that line. You don't want to be perpendicular to it. So I've got my top hand down in front of me to help stabilize here. If you want more of a challenge, you can take your hands onto your hips. But I like to have my hand down so I can really focus on my form here. So hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder to the best of your ability. Pull that bottom rib up. So you want to keep those abs engaged, like you have a really tight pair of Spanx on. So go ahead and take this top leg. You're going to reach that long away from you. And again, I'm going to do that again so you can see, watch the line of my waist. So as that leg reaches away from me, it elongates that waistline, which I'm very short-waisted, so I'll take any of the elongation through the waist I can get. So lift that leg up to about hip distance, flex the foot, lower that down, but don't let it rest. Point the toes and lift, and flex the foot and lower. Point the toes, lift, flex the foot and lower, and let's take that a little faster. Three more. Two. Last one, keep that leg lifted, little tiny circles. Try to just let that leg kind of rotate in the socket. So don't let your hips start rolling all over the place. Circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg lifted. Bottom leg comes up to meet it. You're going to lower down. So it's a stagger, stagger, lower together. Stagger, stagger, lower together. And I'm actually going to lower my top leg down so that I can really zip my inner thighs together, because I notice that as I'm coming up higher, I'm not quite able to keep the thighs glued together. So we want to try to maintain that. Just a pro tip for you. 2 more. Last one. Good. And now separate the legs. Swing that top leg forward, right leg or bottom leg back, and then switch. Feeling those thighs yet? 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and rest that down. Maybe hug that top knee in for a second. I'm going to scoot down just a little bit because we're going to go into Lynn calls this the banana, I call it the dead fish Banana is probably much more appealing to listen to. We'll go ahead and reach this top arm long. Take a deep breath, and we're gonna exhale. You're gonna lift your head, neck, and shoulders as your legs lift, reaching this top arm up over the thighs. So I guess this is kind of like a banana shape. And then inhale to take that back down. And exhale, lift cheeks. Also lower that back down. And exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Lift. Inhale to lower. 4 more. Lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Lift. Inhale to lower. Final 2. We're going to stay lifted on this next one. Exhale. Lift. Give me little tiny pulses up an inch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower that down. Hug that top knee. And you should really be feeling the outside of that glute and that thigh. Maybe take one hand behind the head. Give yourself a rotation here. And let's do all of that on the other side. Scale of 1 to 10. How much did you hate that? Leave me a comment. Let me know. All right. So hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder as best you can. Top hand is going to come down onto that mat. Take this top leg. Remember, we're going to reach that away from us so that we're getting a little extra length here. We're going to take that leg up to about hip distance. Flex the foot, lower down. Point the toes and lift. Flex the foot and lower down. Point the toes and lift. Keep those abs engaged here. 4 more. 4. 2. Keep the leg lifted, little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bottom leg rises to meet the top. Lower them down together. Lift, lift, lower down together. Lift, lift, lower down together. Four more. Last 2. Last 1. Now separate the legs about hip distance apart, and here's our scissor picks. Really use that top hand to help support yourself here. Abs pull in. 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and set those legs down. Go ahead and hug that top knee in toward your chest with that moment of a stretch here. And then extend the legs, extend this bottom arm. Reach this left hand down the thigh. Take a deep breath and abs pull in. Exhale, crunching up, using those obliques as you lift. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Four more, you guys. Last 2. Here we go on this last one. Stay lifted, give me little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that down. Take that top knee, hug that inch with your chest. You want to add that rotation. Good, and let's go ahead and flip over so that we are back onto our hands and knees. I want to do a little bit more arm work here. So modifications for this, we're going to do some Pilates push-ups. So if you need to, you could do this at a wall. So you could find, a sturdy wall. All your walls are sturdy. I don't know why I said that. But you would take your hands about shoulder width apart, stand on an angle, and you could do your push-ups in this position, especially if you're having some issues with your wrists tonight. Alternatively, you could also just take the angle up that you're doing this, so put something underneath the mat, or do this off the edge of a chair. All right, so I am going to keep my knees down so that I don't sacrifice my form. I've actually been working on push-ups at home with my legs fully extended, but I always find myself dipping into my low back. So there's no shame in the game of keeping those knees down, especially if you're getting more out of the exercise. Good. Ribs pull together, abs pull in, and we're going to come down for a count of 3. Here we go. Coming down. 1, 2, 3. Push away. 1, 2, 3. Push away. 1, 2, 3. Push away. Once more before we reverse. 1, 2, 3. Push away. So now we're going to do the opposite of that. So I'm going to come down on a count of 1 and push up, 2, 3, coming down. Up, 2, 3, coming down. Up, 2, 3, coming down. Last time. Up, 2, 3. Hold that down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the legs, lower that down. Reach those arms forward. Hold those shoulders back. So if you had to do that against the wall, go ahead and find your way back to your mat. Lay down on your stomach. Keep your forehead hovering above your mat. Legs and feet are about hip distance apart. Hands are about shoulder width apart. And exhale. Here's our superhero pose. Inhale, lower that down. Exhale. Lift, lifting from the glute. Inhale, lower that down. Exhale. Lift. Inhale, lower. Twice more. Lift and lower. Here's where we stay. Exhale, lift, and let's go for a swim. 30 seconds. Halfway there. And swing your legs around. I'm going to face toward this direction. And let's go ahead, take your heels together, toes apart. Grab, if you need, behind your thighs, or you can take your hands to the front of your shins. So we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to exhale, roll away from our thighs, and then rock back so that we're balancing on our sits bones. These are apart. Here's our rolling like a ball. Kind of tuck a little. Inhale back.
Exhale, coming back up, balancing on those sits bones. Woo! One, stay back there, arms extend, and here we go, right into our, so you could either just tap your knees or reach for the outside of that ankle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach for both ankles. Take your top hat off, legs extend, bring that back in. Four more. Last one. Hug those knees in, rock that side to side. And let's go ahead and roll to come up to a seated position. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit further, and I'm going to come down onto my forearms. So I'm going to tell you right now, this next exercise, if your hips are super tight, then what I want you to do is our oblique twist, because we're going to be working our obliques for this next one, and I don't want your hips to seize up if that is at all a concern for you, okay? So shoulders are rolled back, forearms are firmly placed down. We're going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to take those legs up to a tabletop. So this is an option as well. You could keep your legs in a tabletop. Otherwise, you're going to extend those legs long, and I'm going to circle those legs down toward the right, and exhale, lift them straight up toward the center. Inhale, circle down to the left, and exhale, up toward the center. So it's kind of like we're drawing a D shape with our legs, right? Or a semicircle. So let's go ahead and move forward. We're going to do a few more reps of that. I just wanted to point out the shape so that you're not making it bigger than it needs to be. So here we go. Circling down toward the right, lift that up towards center. Circling down toward the left, lift up through center. Shoulders are planted. Once more each direction. Last time. Go ahead and lower halfway down, hands behind the head. Relax the feet, lower down, lift. Four more. Last one. And go ahead, hold those knees in and rock that side to side. Really good work tonight, you guys. We got through a lot of exercises, and we kind of shortened that time between exercises and use those transitions to help us work. So just, that's what we're going to keep doing as we move forward with this class. So let's take that right ankle, over that left knee. This is one of my favorite stretches. If you come to my classes, you know that I adore this one. Grab behind that left thigh. Pull that in toward your chest. I love this because I'm all about efficiency, and this is a really efficient stretch. I'm getting a stretch through my back. I'm getting a stretch through my glutes and into my hips. So in my mind, that's a pretty good way to get multiple areas to stretch at once. And go ahead and switch. Remember, don't force anything beyond where it's ready to go. And then go ahead and extend your legs. We're going to go into those roll-ups. So again, if you need to find the modification that works for you. If that's knees bent, then that's knees bent. Reach those arms up, nod the chin, and exhale. Rolling forward, reaching out over the toes. And let's eliminate that stacking because I really want to stretch that spine up. So let's just stay in that C curve here. Two more. Last one. And just pause here. Maybe sink a little deeper. And go ahead and stack that all the way back up. Turn and face toward you. Let's do one more little rotation here. So I'm going to take my right ankle over my left knee. I'm going to grab this left elbow behind that right knee and then twist and look over my shoulder. Going a little taller as I twist. And go ahead and unravel that, and let's get that on the other side. Go ahead and unravel, and that's going to do it for class tonight. Tuesday night, level 2 advanced mat. I so appreciate you spending your time with us at the studio. We deeply appreciate it, and look for the schedule tomorrow. I know that we're going to have some great options. Lynn's going to be back at 11:30, and I'll be here tomorrow night at 5:30 for more of a mat flow level 1 class. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you soon.